Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, The Cloud Box, and this is the next video inside the Databricks playlist. And in this video, we are going to discuss about what is the flatten and how to deal with the nested array. And again, we are going to discuss about explode function. Although I have discussed about explode function in my previous video, but we are going to discuss about explode function again. So after watching this video, you will have a clear understanding the difference between flatten, explode, and when to use explode and when to use the flatten and when to use both. Okay. So if you have not subscribed my channel, so let me introduce my channel. My channel name is The Cloud Box, and here you will find video related to the Azure data engineering. I upload video related on Data Factory, Databricks, Azure DevOps, Python, SQL, and upcoming time I'm going to cover each and every topic related to the data engineering. So stay tuned and please do subscribe so you do not miss any video. Okay. So let me first introduce it like what is the nested array. Okay. So we see let's say we are putting any value, right? 4 5 and let's say I'm giving name. Okay, so this is basically one array, and this is in Python we say it in a list, because in a list we can store the heterogeneous value. And again, inside one array we are passing one more value, right? So let's say 6 7 8 9 and 0, and then one more name, let's say. And this is would be right, Sam. Okay, so this is basically is a nested array, and so on. And let's say if you have another value, so you enter this value in this and you just close this nested array. So our scenario would be how to basically remove this nested array and merge the all value into a single array. So let's say the first thing would be, and I'm just going to remove this nested one, and this would be the first case. Okay, the second case would be need to map all the value on the row level. So let's say for the first it would be 2, and then it would be like 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on for the entire row. Okay, so how we are going to deal with this kind of scenario? Okay, so for that reason, I have prepared one data set. I'll give in the comment box or in a description. So basically, just try to understand. I am taking one nested array condition here. This is the main bracket for the two array list. Inside the array list, I'm just passing a tuple. Okay. So first is ID. You see it, right? First is ID, name, and the city. And in this RAM studies physics, chemistry. Along with that, it studies Java and Python. So this, let's say it's a primary skills and this is a secondary skills. Both are in a nested array. Okay. So first we start with the open of the big bracket, and then inside that you pass a tuple, and basically tuple, after the tuple it would be a next row level data. So first would be one ram delhi, and inside that we have entered physics, chemistry, and then comma, and then java, python, and this would be a nested array. After that we have entry to Syam Kolkata, physics, chemistry, and he studies the same subject. Okay, and a schema, what I'm defining, this id, name, city, and subject. So let's create a data frame. Okay, so, and here what we will pass, data and a schema. Okay, got it. So let me put equal to also. Fine. If we run this, so we can see it got run successfully. And if I see the data, so data is coming like this, although this is coming in a truncated format. So if we see any truncated data, so you need to give a condition like this. Okay, let me run this. So okay, Now if you run this, so we see we have id, name, city, subjects came. Okay, so subjects are coming in a nested form. In one list there is another list. Okay, it's coming like that. Although if you want like this data we have created, but maybe in a real-time scenario this data will come in a tabular format. So let's say what I'm going to do, display df. Okay, and if I run this, so let me do one thing, let me download the data from here. I'll just show you how exactly it will look like. Okay, okay, if I open this, so you see this data is coming like this, right? So let's say um, if you want to read the file, I'm just showing everything from the beginning. Okay, so let's say what I'm going to do, um, I mean, you understood it, right? So same data, if it will be in a path, so what you need to do, right? Let's say df is equal to spark dot read dot csv, and then here you will pass the path, right? Or maybe you can define the format and you can give the option and all those things you can do. Okay, because if you do not know how to do this, I have already uploaded how to read the csv file, so please go and watch that. Okay, right. So let me remove this cell. So you understood it, right? So the first data. So now the condition is I have to merge this into a one single array. So what exactly we have to use it? So let me show you one WordPad. Okay. So basically you see our data is coming like this, right? Now I want our data should be like this. Okay, so if you understood the explode, what this explode function does, so explode is basically what it's going to do, it is going to take a list of items from array list and it's going to map to individual row. Okay, so on the top of that, if I use explode, so let's say if I use explode, so for using explode, right, you can use with the with column. You are going to create a with column. Although what you can do, you can create I mean you can do select and then you can call it using call, or directly you can call. So let's say I'm just going id and then again call, and then again I'm just going to put name, then again call, and then again I'm going to put ct. Okay, and then again call, and here basically we need to use explode, right? So in explode, and again I'm going to put call, and here subjects, right? And then dot show. Let me run this. Okay, so it got failed, right? So what we can need to do, we need to define the call. Okay, from pyspark dot sql dot function import call, and we need to import explode also, right? So yeah, cool. So what I did, what I basically told you, it is going to uh, take it the one list from the subject and it is going to map to another row level. If you want to see, one second, let me add the code in between display and df. So once again, see it. So you see on the 0 index, the details are physics and chemistry, and the 1 index details are Java and Python. So what explode function it's going to do, it's going to take a 0 index and it's going to map with the one id 1. Then again, it's going to take index number 1 and it's going to again map to id 1. Similarly, it's going to take for the id 2, it's going to take a 0 index for 2 and it's going to map, and then again it's going to take 1 and again it's going to map. You understood it, right? So in the similar way this explode function does. Now what I can do, I can store in one data frame, and I can display this df2. Okay, So you see the clear picture what exactly it is happening. Now if you see, this is physics and the chemistry. This is Java and the Python. Now earlier it was on the zero index. It was physics, chemistry both. Now it is zero on physics and one is chemistry. Right? You understood it. Although these alias are not coming. So what we can do, just put alias and just give the new subject, something like that. Okay. Now if you run that, so this column got renamed. Okay. There is two method. You can use the with column that I already told you earlier. And if not, then after doing the call, you can use dot aliases after this operation got completed. Okay. Now understood. Now what we have to do? Our first criteria was to remove this one list and needs to merge into a single list. So this for this reason, what I'm going to do. So let's say let's take a df3 and we're just still going to iterate on the first data frame. Then here I'm just going to use the with column, so you will have a both understanding. Okay, and I'm going to take a new skills as a column name. Okay, and here I'm going to use flatten. Got it? And in the flatten again I'm going to use call, and this what I'm going to use, I'm going to use on the subjects column, right? I need to use on the subjects column. So and then let's say if you want to put aliases, so I can put the aliases, let's say no, I have already used the with column now, so this aliases is not required. Okay. mm, Now dot so, no dot not dot so, let's say df3 dot so. If we run this, let's see what's happening. Okay, again I need to define the flatten. So where we have, I have defined here, right? So let's say go and define this. Every time if you are defining, so there is one more method what you can do. You can basically put a star and it's going to import everything. But it's not a good practice because in project you are not going to do like that. Okay, so although data is coming as a truncated, truncate is equal to false. Okay, so let me run this. Now clearly see the difference. This is the column which have no flattened data, so both the details are coming in coming in a different array list, right? But the new skills column has a flattened data, so it's coming in all in a single list. You understood the difference, right? If you do not using flatten, so details will become like this. If you are using flatten, so it is going to merge into a single list. Now from this kind of thing, right, I need to map to all individual row. Okay, so I guess this is the next data frame. So what I can do, let's take one more cell, and here I use df4 and I'll do operation on the df3, and here again I can use with column. Okay, here again I'll use with column, and in the with column I can give exploded new column. Okay, okay, and here I can use explode. Cool. And in the explode I can use call. Hmm. And in the call on this new column I'm going to do the explode because this is already flattened, and now I have to do the explode here. Okay, now df4 dot so, and then I guess this time data will be not going to truncate. Now if I run this, so clearly if you see these details, so our objective was we have a data like this in a nested form. We need to merge into a single list that we have done. Although I have done the explode previously to show you what exactly explode does. If there is the two list, it is going to separate list by list and it's going to map with the individual row level. If we have a single list, it's going to take each item from a list and it's going to map on the row level. First, I have done merge the two lists into a single list using flatten, that you can see it. And now from that flattened column, I have taken again explode and it's going to map with the all the individual level row. Okay, so you understood the difference, right? Flatten is going to do merge multiple nested array into one array. Got it? And explode is going to do, it's going to take a list item from array list and it's going to map with the row level. So I guess this video is taking longer, but my intention was to you to understand the difference between explode and the flatten. Okay, so if you have not subscribed my channel, please do, and please do support. So in the near future I upload video related to this because these two topics are really important. I personally worked on these two functions a lot in my project, and also whenever I face interviews, so these two things are very common. They're not going to ask to use explode and this that. They will give a sample input and you need to think in a way which function you should use to get the desired output. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching, and please do subscribe my channel so uh, I get basically motivation to upload the video. And yeah, and keep study, keep learning, and keep growing in the data engineering industry. If you have any doubt, I'll put my Telegram ID in the description, and also I'll paste my LinkedIn URL. So you have any doubt, so please do ask. I'll happy to help. Thanks a lot.